Cup of Joe.
Alright. So, this Cup of Joe special is an informational one. How to trade fundamental analysis and fundamental update calls. So, we have a few topics: listings, halvings, testnet, mainnet, coin burn, airdrop, updates such as hard fork migration, staking, bullish and bearish news, psychological plays, seasonal plays, and money flow. Alright, I was about to make a rap there, but let's just get into business. Listings. So, what are the biggest listings out there? We have the biggest exchanges: Binance, Coinbase, Coinbase Pro, KuCoin, and then there are the little ones: Bitmark, Bitfinex, KickX, all these other ones, Uniswap, whatever. So, how do you trade a listing? So, if a listing is announced or planned ahead of time, what you want to do is have a position in these coins 3 or 4 days before the listing. This way, you get the price at cheap, and once the listing hits, you ride the pump and you sell at a profit. So the key here is to able to catch it during any dip before the listing. Now, what listings give the biggest pumps? The most obvious one, Binance, being the biggest exchange on the planet. Any listing on that exchange will definitely pump the price. So, some of the listings on Binance are not announced. So how do you play these? Well, you just have to be up to date and follow Team Gainez. So on our fundamentals channel, we try our best to get real-time updates on these listings. And if you're lucky enough to catch it within the first 3 minutes, then all you have to do is find a position, take it for the gains, and sell at a profit. Be very, very careful though, because with listings, as fast as it can go up, it can go down faster. So don't be part of the crowd that gets in too late and ends up catching the dump. Nevertheless, it is possible for a coin to keep going up days after the listing. Now let's talk about Coinbase. It's very common to see rumors on what coins will be listed on Coinbase. So, if you hear about the rumors, maybe put in a little position in the dip that plays out. The next dip. There's always a dip. There's 2 major dips every month and about 3 minor dips every other week or so, right? So what you're gonna want to do is, if you hear a rumor, find your next dip, place some money into that coin, and hopefully it lists on Coinbase Pro. So normally everything lists on Coinbase Pro before it goes on Coinbase. Now let's say you missed out on that initial Coinbase Pro listing. What you have to do is watch the news. If something lists on Coinbase Pro, you look at the price charts. After it pumps and it's starting to go down, you just find support, place a position, and in less than 24 hours, 48 hours max, it's gonna list on Coinbase itself. And that's gonna give you another 10 to 30% pump, and then you sell for profits. And that's really how you trade listings. Again, not all listings have huge pumps. Some listings will only pump a coin if it is one with strong communities, such as Doge, XRP, FET, etc., etc. KuCoin listings also have big pumps, but these are mostly for the coins that have very, very low market cap value. So this is something you have to keep in mind. Next, we have halvings. Halvings are more interesting because they work very well after the event. So a lot of the events from fundamental analysis is buy the rumor, sell the news. But for halvings, it's buy the rumor, buy the news. So what you want to do is, when you know a halving's coming, half a month before, find a position, ride the speculative pump, which normally tops out 3 days before the halving. Sell your position. Once the halving occurs and the price dumps, re-enter and ride it for a gradual pump. Normally, for the month after, it's going to slowly increase week in, week out, and you're going to have double your profits. So that's how halvings work. We saw it with HNT. And probably next month we'll see it in XVG. But the king of all halvings, of course, it's Bitcoin, and that is what drives our 4-year market cycles. Next, test nets and main nets. Very, very simple. Before the test net, which is normally publicly announced, you get a position. Same with the halving. Sell right before the event. When it dumps, you can re-enter. It's gonna gradually increase as we approach the mainnet. And you sell right before the mainnet or on the day itself, because that's normally when people sell the news, which is the mainnet. That's very bearish. Mainnet day rarely pumps the price. Alright, so buy days before the testnet, re-enter after the testnet launch, sell on the mainnet launch. Coin burns. Coin burns are fairly similar to halvings. Why? Because the supply decreases. So this is the same thing. These work best for coins that you can just hodl. Last month we saw this with SXP, and it increased in value from around $2 to above $3. So when there's a coin burn, just know that you can hodl. We always see this in BNB. Next, airdrops. Airdrops are a very tricky one, because these ones are sporadic. They don't always pump. But the upside is, if you catch a coin with an airdrop coming up, at least if the value goes down, you get the airdrop coins. So, when there's an airdrop that gets announced, be very careful and pay attention to the technical analysis. Alright, we have hard forks, migration, staking, and other technological use cases. With these types of updates, what you have to do is basically, again, be early, have a position, ride the pump, which normally happens a day before or on the day itself, and then do technical analysis. These types of upgrades, the dump doesn't always come immediately. Normally it climbs. Sometimes it can climb for days. So the 4-hour chart is going to be very helpful for you. So again, for technological analysis or technological updates, you're going to need technical analysis. Now, bullish news, bearish news. These ones, normally what you want to do is trade after. With bearish news, it's the best, because when a specific coin has FUD on it, it drops the price, and that's where the good traders buy, because these coins will eventually recover, and that guarantees gains. So with the bullish news, however, it's about finding a good sell price. When a coin pumps because of hype and news, sometimes these prices are not sustainable. They break support almost immediately after, so you need to find a sell price and re-entry. Now, something to think about as well are the psychological plays. I can't mention all of them here, obviously, so I'll go with the most basic one, Dogecoin. Now, with Dogecoin, we all know that it pumps very randomly based on Elon Musk or social media hype. So, when Elon Musk makes a tweet, Dogecoin tweets. Yes, that falls under fundamental analysis. Another thing you have to know is that when Dogecoin pumps, eventually all the other meme coins led by SHIB or Shiba Inu, they also pump. So again, you need to find these behaviors, these psychological plays of our buyers in this crypto space, and you have to anticipate it, because if it happens once or twice in the past, it's probably going to happen again in the future. Another thing to know is seasonal plays. Popularly, there's NFT season, where all NFTs pumps. Engine, Axie, Infinity, Alice, all these NFT plays. But there are also other seasonal plays, such as Oracle plays. When Link pumps, normally Band pumps, and all the other oracles. There's DeFi, Compound, Aave. What else is there? Right? Exchange coins. There's a season for them too. So when one coin pumps, normally you're going to want to look into the other coins that fall in the same category, whether they're a layer 1, layer 2, Oracle, exchange coin, all these, and give them a chance, do the TA, and normally other coins of the like will pump as well. Now, the last thing I want to end this short, well, not so short, 10-minute podcast with, 10 10-minute podcast is with the money flow theory. So, normally when we see a Bitcoin pump where all the other altcoins are either stagnant or dumping, this is where the money flow theory takes place. What we want after a Bitcoin pump is for it to go sideways and see Ethereum pump. If that happens and Ethereum goes sideways, then after, we're going to have to expect alt season to take place. And alt season doesn't mean all altcoins pump at the same time. You're going to see large caps first. This is the top 50 market cap, followed by the mid caps, which is 50 to 100, 150, and then the micro caps and low caps randomly pump. So this is the best time to make money, but it comes in a specific sequence of pump and sideways action. So again, it's started by Bitcoin, Ethereum, large caps, mid caps, low caps. And low caps pump the hardest. And I'm talking about 100% pumps. If in the middle of the whole process, the sequence is broken, then we're going to have to restart. So if we're in the mid caps pumping and all of a sudden Bitcoin dumps or pumps, we might not see much action from the low caps, and we'll have to reset the money flow and go back to Bitcoin. That's just the nature of this industry, ladies and gentlemen. We won't get Christmas every time we see certain snow. So that's it, guys. That's how you trade fundamental analysis and updates and calls. If you have any questions, you can always message me on Twitter at Crypto with Joe or Telegram also at Crypto with Joe. And again, this is Joseph Gainez.
Cup of Joe.